Alrighty. Hey there. This is Red Tech 360 and I'm gonna be doing a mock draft. This is stuff, I feel like the off season's coming. We have like 3 games left with the championships and the Super Bowl, at least when I'm recording this. So I figure now is a good time to do my first mock draft and be doing a couple of these throughout the draft process. I love the draft. Loved everything about it. Love scouting. Scouting's one of my favorite things in the NFL. I'm actually going to college to kind of learn how to be a scout and stuff, and picking up tips and tricks off the internet, which is cool, if not productive. But we're going to be doing a first round mock draft here. I've done a pretty good analysis of most of the guys who are in the first round, and a lot of the guys who could be in the second round as well. Still need to do more work, but plenty of off season to get it done. There's still a month and a half, 2 months till the draft, so time to get to work. But this is gonna be my first mock draft, and yeah, let's dive right in. So with the Jacksonville Jaguars, I think, and something that people are starting to do a lot is put Evan Neal as the number one, and I don't necessarily disagree. I think right tackle's a big need for him right now. Walker Little showed some flashes. Cam Robinson's going to be a free agent. Jawan Taylor, I'm not sure if he's going to be a free agent or not, but he hasn't been all that. And it'd be cool to move on with him. But Cam Robinson is still a solid enough tackle, and Walker Little has shown flashes to where it's like if you re-sign Cam Robinson, I think the next need on this team is edge and safety. Now, I love Kyle Hamilton just because of his versatility, and like if the Jags were picking at like 3 or 4, I would easily take Kyle Hamilton because he would fit with Andre Cisco so well. But I think here, my number one player in this draft, and this is going to surprise some people, is KT. And I love Kayvon Thibodeau. I think his athletic upside is through the roof, and he's scheme-proof, in my opinion. Being his size, his strength, his speed, I think he's just a wonderful player. He's an awesome player. Hutch, I love Hutch as well. I think Hutch is right there with KT. They're 1A, 1B for me right now, but Hutch to me is an outside linebacker. Not saying he can't play 4-3 edge, but I think KT is a little bit more seamless when it comes to being scheme proof. He can play 3-4 edge, kick inside. He's got the size for it. He's like 6'5", 270, I want to say. So he's got the size to play inside. He's got the quickness and speed to play off the edge in a 4-3. So I think KT to me is scheme proof, and whoever they bring in for the Jags is going to love having KT if they were to take him. So not a pick that I see people taking a lot, but I love KT. I think he's my number one player, so definitely a big fan of that pick. And then here, I think Lions, they were going to take whoever's not taken. KT would be awesome there too, but Hutch, they need pass rush, pair with Romeo Quara. Makes too much sense. He's a hustle maniac. Dan Campbell loves him. A guy like Aiden Hutchinson, great locker room presence. And I imagine like Hutchinson and Campbell, the chemistry fit between those two, where it's like you have this insanely hardworking edge rusher that's like, an awesome locker room dude with also being like the blue collar coach that Dan Campbell. It just fits so well. For the Texans, I think they have need at tackle. I also think they have need at edge pretty badly. Jonathan Grenard's looked pretty good, but I think one of their biggest needs is in the secondary. Justin Reed looks good, but they don't have anybody to complement him. Kyle Hamilton makes too much sense. I love Derek Stingley as a prospect, and I love both the tackles. I'm definitely going to go Evan Neal here. I think you take him because you want to protect and build up the line to whoever you're going to have as your quarterback, whether it's Davis Mills or somebody else. I like Evan Neal as a prospect. I think a lot of people do. He's awesome. He's a huge tackle. He's like fucking 6'7", 360, 370, something like, or 350. Like, he is a big tackle, and the way he moves is special talent. I think that's just awesome. Like, that is an awesome pick for the Texans if they can get him, which I think they very well are in position to get. And, you protect Davis Mills. If Laramie Tunsil stays, you got a perfect 1-2 tackle. And, you can solve maybe, I like Nico Collins. I think he's looked pretty good at receiver. So, and Brandon Cooks is good, obviously. So you got a couple weapons, maybe solve that third receiver in free agency or wherever. And, in my opinion, the Texans just trade down here because they have way more needs than the number 3 overall pick can fill. But, if you're going to take best player available, I think Evan Neal's the best player available. All right, I'm going to stop talking a little bit here. I think with the Jets, they need corner so bad. I just love Derek Stingley so much as a prospect athletically that I've got to take him here. I think Robert Saleh would love a guy who can just shut down the outside. His talent is through the roof. Bryce Hall's looked good. Michael Carter's looked pretty good in the slot. So I think that would fill out that corner room. They have some good edge rushers. Still think they could do a little bit better at edge, but they've got some guys there. I think Stingley fits super well. With the Giants, easy pick here is Ikem Ekwonu. I think he's obviously my tackle too. It's very close to an Evan Neal and Ikem, but Ikem, to me, sticky icky. He's a little smaller, a little bit shorter arms than Evan Neal, and obviously Rashawn Slater proved that short arms don't really mean too much in the evaluation. Either he's going to be an amazing right tackle for the Giants or Andrew Thomas, whether how they move it or not. But he could also be a really good guard for him. So I think Ikem is a good pick here. The Panthers, they really need quarterback and they really need tackle. And I think they have a top of the second round pick, and there's going to be a quarterback that falls. And they still have Sam Darnold, which, I know people are very quick to give up on him, which I'm completely understand. He looked horrible this year, but he was also playing injured a lot of the year, and that's big. It's a lot easier to say Sam Darnold's not the guy, but he also played through a lot of injury, and I think maybe protecting him is the first thing you should do. So Charles Cross is my easy pick here. He's an awesome tackle out of Mississippi State. He's one of my 5 blue chip offensive linemen here. Obviously Neal, Ikem Ekwonu, Charles Cross, Kenyon Green, and Tyler Linderbaum are my 5 for sure. Giants have needs at edge. I think George Karlaftis fits what they need pretty well. Get a powerful edge rusher to go with the bend of Azeez Ojulari. Fits like a glove. I think you fill 2 needs here in the top 10, and the Giants would be pretty happy if they got these 2 guys because both of them could be really good players for them. And, you give Daniel Jones some protection. Get your final evaluation of him. You got plenty of receiving weapons, even though they don't have a truly established number 1. I loved what Kadarius Toney looked like when he was healthy. And, he's awesome. Now, for the Falcons, a lot of people like to go receiver. I do not disagree. I think receiver is a big need for them. I also think that edge is one of their biggest needs. And David Ojabo is such a freak athlete that, he's not going to be ready day one, which would be a little bit, not as enticing, I guess you could say, for the Falcons. But they are kind of in a rebuild still. So I think Ojabo fits well, I suppose. They could bring in a veteran edge rusher, develop them how they want. Either way, David Ojabo to me is awesome. He's my edge 3 over Karlaftis, but I just think Karlaftis fit what they're looking for more rather than just being another speed guy, another bendy guy off the edge. They get some power for the Giants. I don't know why I'm still talking about the Giants, but, I think Ojabo just fits the Falcons really well. Love that pick for him. Broncos need a quarterback. They need a sure thing. Now that they're going to have a new coach, it almost makes me want to take a shot on a guy like Matt Corral, because it's you could take a boomer bust prospect, but I think they realize how bad it's been not having a quarterback, that you get a guy who is going to be a good quarterback. He's not going to be great, probably. I think he has a lot more upside than people are saying he does, but he's going to be a good quarterback that's going to lead your team to, the playoffs, and he can get you playoff wins with a good team around him. I think Kenny Pickett's just a good fit here for the Broncos. They get a guy that's going to be able to play and kind of uplift the talent around him, which he has. He's going to come in with a lot of talent. There's going to be, I mean, receiving talent's nuts. Offensive line's pretty solid. I think here Kenny Pickett makes all too much sense. Jets here. Well, I mean, he just kind of fell right in your lap. But I could go Kenyon Green here. And, you know, that wouldn't be bad. You put him in at right guard because George Fant's looked pretty solid at right tackle. You put Kenyon Green in at right guard, and suddenly that offensive line's looking scary. Scary good. Tyler Linderbaum wouldn't be bad either, but Connor McGovern, I think? He's looked pretty good. Oh, man, it's between Kenyon Green and Kyle Hamilton for me right now. I'm going to go against the grain. Everyone would want to take Kyle Hamilton. I love Kyle Hamilton, by the way. There's no slight on Kyle Hamilton. I just think safety kind of drops in the draft a little bit. Yeah, we're going to go Kenyon Green here. Just protect Zach Wilson. You get an awesome shutdown corner, and you get another first-round guard to pair with Elijah Vera Tucker to make an incredible interior of that offensive line. And then whoever's, I mean, the run game will be great. Pass protection will be great. George Fant obviously looks solid at right tackle. Plus Morgan Moses is a pretty solid tackle as well if you want to bring him back after injury. Obviously, when healthy, Mekhi Becton's one of the best left tackles in the league. So I think that's not a bad pick if you're the Jets for sure. This one's interesting. So Washington is definitely a quarterback away, I think. Well, okay, they have other needs. I'm not going to say like they're a quarterback away, but they have other needs. But I think with a good quarterback and a guy like Matt Corral, who's my quarterback one, a lot of people do not have him that way, but I love Matt Corral. I think he's got that it factor, which I just love, that fiery intensity. He's awesome. I love Matt Corral. So I think it's a good fit here. Probably not exactly what Ron Rivera would want at quarterback, but he's going to be a good leader. People are going to rally around him. He's got a good arm. I think he fits well to an extent. I think they would like Kenny Pickett a little bit better if he fell there, because he just kind of fits what Ron Rivera would want. And a guy who's not going to turn the ball over. He's going to manage the game and make sure his defense keeps him in it. Now here, this is just best player available. They need corner, but Kyle Hamilton is just too good to pass up. You know what I'm saying? Too good to pass up. You play him at free safety and pair him with the hitman. Don't need Xavier Woods anymore. You can just let him go. I mean, just nasty secondary there. And you can try to bring in a veteran corner in free agency or go in the second round. Look for that. With the Browns, they need edge rusher. They need wide receiver even more. I've yet to take a receiver, so I'll show you who my number one receiver is. It is Garrett Wilson. I love Garrett Wilson. The guy is awesome. Everyone, their mother's mocking this. Keep him in state. Makes too much sense. I think he fits a need. He's an incredible route runner with really good hands. And when you put those two together, you have a guy who is my wide receiver one. I see flashes of like Devontae Adams, and that's encouraging for sure. The Ravens, they have needs. Yeah, I kind of have issues mocking them picks. They have needs on the interior and edge, but I think honestly, like, they wouldn't be like angry with like another corner, because that secondary is pretty thin. And I think a guy like Sauce Gardner, who's my corner 2, would fit really well there. Just be that big physical shutdown corner that doesn't let anything get in his way. Play Marlon Humphrey in the slot, obviously, and Marcus Peters just be the guy who takes the ball away. Because it's like you either got to target Sauce or you got to target Marcus Peters in coverage, you know. And when you're not doing that, you're throwing it over the middle. Well, Marlon Humphrey's going to punch the ball out, you know. So you make a crazy cornerback trio, and their depth at corner was pretty atrocious this year. For the Eagles, I think here you can go a lot of different ways. I think something that would be very cool is a big physical target for Jalen Hurts to throw up to. I love Drake London. He is awesome. I say that a lot. Big hands, physical, jump ball receiver. And people are like, but he's like J.J. Arcega-Whiteside because he's a jump ball receiver. And I'm like, no way, man. This guy is awesome. He's a great route runner with run after catch ability. He's legit deep there. He's got solid enough speed to play anywhere. Like I'm not saying put him in the slot or anything. You know, he's a big dude. But I love Drake London, and I think this just fits so well with what they need here. You get a big-time weapon for a guy who doesn't have a whole lot of arm talent. Nothing against Jalen Hurts. I actually think he's a pretty good quarterback, but the arm talent's not exactly there. You get a guy who can complement Devontae Smith, and you know he could be a legit #1 receiver. And then here, I think the versatility of Devin Lloyd to where you can play him off the edge or play him inside, awesome for the Eagles. You know, you can kind of do what you want with them. And, you know, that's a hell of a opportunity there. If you get Drake London, Devin Lloyd right there, it's 15-16. I think Chargers, it ended their season. They couldn't stop the run, so I would go here, Jordan Davis. And it's simple, really. And you got to be able to stop the run. They don't have a whole lot of beef in the middle. Jerry Tillery's more of an interior, like, 3-tech. I think Jordan Davis, he's a monster. He's got the nickname Godzilla for a reason. You know, he's amazing. He is so good. Now, he's not like an amazing pass rusher, and he does he's like 360 pounds, 370 pounds, so he's got to come off the field a little bit. He's kind of a 2-down rusher, you know, put him in on first downs. But either way, the elite run stuffing is definitely enticing. Now, if I'm the Saints, I'm freaking so happy that a guy like Sam Howell fell down here because he is exactly what they need. Literally today, Sean Payton stepped away from coaching. They need something to restart this franchise. I think get a young quarterback in there to throw to Michael Thomas. Hopefully Michael Thomas doesn't want to go and he wants to stay through the rebuild. I don't know if he will, but I think you start off the rebuild with a good quarterback. You still have a pretty solid O-line, even if you're going to lose Teron Armstead. But you know, Sam Howell, awesome quarterback. And then this guy just decided to fall all the way down here. The Eagles, Andrew Booth. Now this guy is awesome. Freaking ball skills out the ass, athletic as shit. He's going to be fun for the Eagles. And I think if you come away with Drake London, Devin Lloyd, Andrew Booth, I think everyone in that building is ecstatic. You know what I'm saying? Like, this would be an amazing draft. Steelers need quarterback pretty damn badly. That being said, there's not really any on the board that I might take a shot on, but I think maybe they think Desmond Ridder could be a guy. Or maybe they take Malik Willis, a guy who can move. I've heard Mike Tomlin. Yeah, we're going to do that. I've heard that Mike Tomlin has been exploring like athletic quarterbacks and guys who can move a little bit since, I want to say 2020. He's been looking at these guys. So Malik Willis, interesting fit there. He could help out the run game a little bit, give Najee a little bit more room. And hopefully you can go tackle round 2 and try to protect Malik Willis. But you can also have Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins duke it out also. I don't think Malik Willis is year 1 ready. So, you know, you can have those guys, you know, try to vie for that starting year 1 role until Malik is ready. I think the Patriots are lacking a true downfield threat, and I think Jameson Williams fits really well for what they want. But I also think the kind of player that they would like is more like Chris Olave. So I'm going to go Chris Olave here. Olave is more of a crafty route runner. Like, Jameson's an amazing route runner, But Olave to me can play everywhere, and I think that kind of versatility is what the Patriots want. I think he's probably the most versatile receiver in the draft. You can kind of do whatever the hell you want with him because of his ability to separate and get open deep. He has all the speed you want. He's got solid enough size. You know, I'm not going to say he's a true X, but you know, as a Z in a slot, I think the Patriots would really like that in that Nelson Aguilar role. Raiders, I'm a Raiders fan, so I know kind of what this team needs, in my opinion. And I think number one overall need is wide receiver. And I got a big grade on my guy, Treylon Burks here. So the fact that he fell here is awesome. I love Jameson Williams again. ACL injury might have him drop a little bit. He's an amazing player, but to me, Treylon Burks, kind of an athletic freak. You can kind of do what you want with him. I would hope that if a new coaching staff comes in, they find if they're going to draft this guy, they're going to find a way to use him. You can use him as a deep threat. You can use him as a catch and run threat. You can use him as a true X. You can kind of do what you want with him. Also one of those super versatile players. A little bit less crafty of a route runner. Not an amazing route runner in my opinion, and that's probably his one knock. But otherwise, physical freak. He's like 6'3", 225, probably runs in the 4.3s. You know, he's awesome. Cardinals, they need edge and corner. Let's take a look at who's available. Ooh. They also need tackle pretty bad. You know, I saw that offensive line just get beaten up by the Rams. But corner's a need too. You know, I got a pretty good grade on my guy, Kyer Elam. He's here. And that's good. Yeah, Kyer Elam, get the Florida corner. I think he's tall, lanky, athletic. I think he's going to fit as like that shutdown corner on the outside. Wasn't amazing this year, but, you know, I think having him drop in the second round is kind of... I think this is definitely a very strong corner class, so you could wait to the second, but I think at this point in the draft, you take the guy you want. You know, you take the corner you want that's, I guess, has positional value. Now, the Cowboys are interesting because Jerry Jones would look at Jameson Williams and say, man, Michael Gallup just left in free agency, and look who just fell right in my lap. And yeah, Jameson Williams would be awesome here. But I do not think that he would take him. I don't know. Because Jameson Williams fell to 24. I'm not sure anymore. You know what? Nakobe Dean's still here. Yeah, I'm going to take Nakobe Dean. This is too easy. Nakobe Dean is amazing. He would fit that role as Leighton Vander Esch is gone, so I guess he would fill that Mike linebacker role for him, and you would allow Micah Parsons to rush off the edge more. So it makes a little bit of sense if you let Leighton Vander Esch go. Again, I was this close taking Jameson Williams there too, so it's good value for Nakobe Dean, especially at 24. I think he could be an easy top 10 pick. Same with Jameson Williams. Before the ACL tear, I think Jameson Williams was also a top 10 pick. The Bills, they have all kinds of needs. Not at center, even though Tyler Linderbaum's fallen pretty far here. Pretty far. DeMarvin Leal would just be another Ed Oliver, I think. I think they could use some corner help. And I think Roger McCreary here would just fit real well. Get a big corner on the outside. Let's see. Dang, we only have like 8 more picks to go. Titans would love a guy like Jameson Williams. He would fit. You know what? Just spoken into existence. Jameson Williams, too much value here. You have enough guys to where it's like, okay, we can live through the ACL injury, and then once he's ready, you have maybe the scariest trio of receivers in the league. In Williams, who can be that legit deep threat. A.J. Brown, who can be your slot machine monster, whatever the hell he does, he's awesome. And Julio Jones, who's Julio Jones. I think And it sucks that Tyler Linderbaum's fallen this far. I don't think he's going to go here because I think with the Ndamukong Suh getting super old, was he like 35 now? I think DeMarvin Leal just fits that role immediately, and I think it's a good pick there to try to rehash some losses, you know. Let's see. At 28, there's going to be so many losses for the Packers. I think, honestly, Jahan Dotson, to me, is the guy you got to go here. You got to get, because if Devontae Adams is leaving, it's a little bit more important than getting, because you have Rashawn Gary already. He's going to be a good edge rusher. Then you can try to fill what you can with what you got on the roster as the other edge, but you will have nothing at receiver. You'll have Amari Rodgers. He is the only receiver under contract this year. So get a guy. You got Amari for the slot. Get a guy like Jahan Dotson who can be that legit deep threat with really good hands. I think that's a really good pick. And then, you know, the Bengals are just super lucky to find the falling Tyler Linderbaum. Just unreal value here. That's a plug-and-play easy pick. Let's see. You've got the Dolphins. Is there any really good playmakers still available? Not really. I have a good value on David Bell, but I think he's more of an early second. Really crafty route runner. Kind of slow, but he's a good player. Oh, dude, Trevor Penning would be so good there, though. Yeah, Trevor Penning would be awesome there to play right tackle. Now, I know a lot of people kind of don't want, like, I can see why people don't want a younger offensive line in Miami, and that makes sense. But it's like, if you keep, in my opinion, if you keep, like, trying on the offensive line, eventually you might hit a guy who's going to be good year one, you know? And, you know, maybe that's a flawed status, but there's not really anything that fits your needs here, so I would trade down if I was Miami, trade out of the first round, since there's nothing in the first round I'd be looking for. But if there is anything, it's upgrade right tackle. Eichenberg's more of a guard. You know, you got, gosh, who would you play at left tackle? Probably Austin Jackson, maybe. Someone would play left tackle. Trevor Penning, protect to his blind side. I think this could be a good pick. He's a freak athlete. You know, small school, but I think he could develop. I think with his athleticism, he fits the Dolphins pretty well. And you get a massive tackle to protect to his blind side, and you know, it's not a horrible pick. I mean, again, you can go edge too, because if Emmanuel Ogbah goes, but I think, yeah, Trevor Penning just super good. The Lions here. Ooh. So there's no wide receivers available. They have need at safety pretty bad, but they have a top of the second. And I'm thinking here is like, okay, you have a pick and 2 picks, right? You have a pick and 2 picks. You know that the Chiefs aren't going to draft a quarterback, and you know there's 2 available here. If I'm them, I'm like, okay, we'll go quarterback, or sorry, they probably won't take a safety, right? So you go quarterback to get the 5th-year option, right? Like, you take Carson Strong, which I think Carson Strong, to me, he's definitely got some hella good talent. I'm going to take him here. He's got hella good arm talent and a really quick release. And with that Lion offensive line, which is actually pretty damn good, it's young and talented as shit. Like, Carson Strong's this is one of those teams where it's like Carson Strong could really develop there because of their awesome offensive line and good running game, and you know, they do need some weapons. And I think, don't they have 2 seconds? Do they have 2 seconds? Either way, they can get some weapons. Free agency, draft, whatever. Like, I think Carson Strong here, you get a guy with a 5th-year option. If you're picking at 31, it's not a horrible pick in my opinion. And then the guy who fell right in your lap, I think, for the Chiefs, Trayvon Walker. The fact that he fell here, just insane. I like the draft. I think I did some interesting things. I didn't always pick towards the grain. I had some guys fall. and I had a lot of fun doing that one. That was awesome. So let me know how you think. Remember to like, comment, do all that shit, you know. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.